Welcome, friends of the Greasy Shop Rag. Today we're going to take a look at a Husqvarna 435 chainsaw. You know, the customer complaint isn't really a complaint. They got a big cutting job coming up and they want to make sure that the saw is ready to go. So we're going to take a look at it. We'll give it a once over and look at everything and make sure it's ready to go. So we looked at the fuel tank. Yeah, there's fuel in there, right? Didn't stink, wasn't terrible. We're going to look at a cylinder, make sure that the cylinder is clean and not scored. You know, squirrel. Well, got sidetracked a little bit there and looked at the exhaust screen. And it didn't look perfect. We're going to come back to that. So what do we got? Ooh, good looking spark plug. We're okay with that. And we found clean and shiny, so our spark plug goes back in. Alright, let's take a look at that spark arrestor screen. Now I know some guys are going to say, well, I just take that out of there. So be it, but I work at a dealership, and we can't send a saw out without a spark arrestor screen. And then what happens if there's actually a problem and they start a fire? That would be bad for us. So this screen is, I'm going to say 50% blocked. It's certainly not completely clear, and it's certainly not going to stop the engine from running. So I'd say we caught it just in time. And I found the best way to clean these is just to heat them up and burn the carbon off. You can use mechanical means, you can use chemical means. I like using the fire. So heating it up, it just burned it off. It turns into a powder and you blow it away. This thing's been running rich. You can see by the soot at the exhaust port that it's been running really rich. Alright, we got one screw holding that screen in place. Let's take a look at the air filter. Air filter didn't look bad. Let's take a look at the fuel filter. So we're going to pressure test the fuel line. We're going to put no more than 10 pounds of pressure on this line and see if it holds. If it does hold, then we know the carburetor is sealed and the fuel line doesn't have any holes in it. And we stuck a new filter on there right away. Got the filter laying in the bottom of the tank. Should be all good to go. Now we're going to look at the ignition module air gap. And while we're behind here, we're going to see how dirty this intake area is. You know, all the air that cools the engine comes through that grate in the starter and goes past the flywheel. So sometimes you'll pull this cover off and it'll just be full of debris and gunk in there. And you really need to get that cleaned up. So I guess I wasn't happy with the gap. So we're going to reset it. I got my feeler gauge in between the ignition module and the magnets of the flywheel. And then I just retighten it in that position. And every time I do this, I usually pull the gauge out and then recheck the gap. And it looked good. So the engine part looks all really good. Let's take a look at the cutting equipment. This particular saw uses a single nut to hold the clutch cover on. And look how clean it is in here. I don't normally find that. Did the customer clean it? Is it still clean from last time he had it in from service and he never used it? I just don't know. So one thing we're looking for is the condition of the spur drive, the teeth on the clutch drum that turn the chain. I found it interesting that the oiler system was so good on here that I could just spin this by hand and get oil to start coming out. So we have a special clutch removal tool. I'm going to spin that clutch off. Remember, the threads on the clutch are bass-ackwards. So it's spin it clockwise to remove the clutch. Trying to get this worm drive off, and we're looking for debris buildup behind here. Sometimes debris will build up around that oil pump and the oil pump gear, and if it does, it can get in between the gear and the pinion and damage the gears. So we like to check that, make sure there's no debris in it, and then lubricate things as we put them back together. We'll get some grease on our clutch bearing. And then we'll get that clutch drum and clutch put back on. A little bit of grease in there, we'll get that cleaned up first. Make sure that you have the drum engaged in the worm drive properly before you crank this thing down. There's a couple of notches in the drum itself that fit into the worm. Alright, clutch feels good. Let's put this bar back on. Before we do, we always inspect the rail for debris and the oil feed hole for debris. We'll grease the sprocket. And if the chain is sharp, we'll put it back on. Now remember, when that clutch cover comes off, you have to release the chain brake so that it'll go back on now with the brake band expanded. Yeah, we're knocking some of that debris out of there. We'll get this air conductor in place, and it's got to sit just right. Don't just get it close. When it's in there the right way, you'll know it'll set down and feel right. Alright, we're going to split this air filter open and blow the nylon mesh out. It's in pretty decent shape, but we'll hit it. Make sure you don't blow holes through that nylon mesh. Alright, let's prime this thing up and see if it runs. Yeah, it runs, but it's going to need a little bit of tweaking. We'll do a quick adjustment here before we take it outside for a final adjustment. So that's all I got for you on the Husqvarna 435 chainsaw tune-up. Thanks for watching. Later.